Well, hello, my friends. We are back online. I guess most of you know that yesterday, Facebook and some of the other social media uh, networks, they had some sort of a power outage or crash. And so yesterday, my Nuggets at noon was actually Nuggets at night. I believe it came on last night. But today we are back with you, and I've been busy the last few days working and cleaning out barns and the house, and my sisters have been up trying to get things ready for an estate sale of my mom's things that she had, and get the house in order, and so on and so forth. So it's been a little weary, but I was reading this morning in the book of Hebrews in chapter number 4. And from chapter number 4, verse 1 through, I believe it's 13, the word rest, or a form of it, is mentioned 10 times. Now the context, we have to get the context of that. If you back up to chapter number 3, from verse 7 to the end of the chapter, I believe it is, it's mentioned twice, but it's talking about the children of Israel coming out of Egypt and how God had prepared a place of rest for them, and yet they rebelled. They would not listen. And I believe it's an example of what God has for you and I. He's got a place of rest for us. Of course, we know that ultimately it's heaven, but I believe that God has a place of rest for us here, a place of peace. And, we live in a very, very busy world. And it seems like it's getting busier. And people even now today, it's kind of like working 7 days a week, and no time for church and God, time for their own things, what they want to do, but no time for God. And we spoke yesterday on neglect. And if we neglect this salvation, we're in deep trouble. And we need to take time to rest and have peace with God, and spend time with Him. And so I encourage you. You see, the children of Israel, they rebelled, and they would not listen to God. And so the scripture said, if you read those verses there in the latter part of chapter 3 and chapter 4 of Hebrews, you will see that God refused to give them, or they refused to take the rest. So God, it says there is no rest for them. And I say to you today, my friends, if we want rest now, we must serve God. We must trust in Him. We must take the time to rest in Him. Take the time to read His Word, study His Word,